1947. British India is dissolved and the Dominion of India gains its independence from the United Kingdom. Partition of India and Pakistan. It was a very hard decision for Congress to take this decision. Mahatma Gandhi never wanted India to be divided in two parts on the base of religions, that is Hindu and Muslim, but Jinnah didn't agree and had great demands. It was the event after independence where people were killing each other due to religion difference, and so Mahatma Gandhi had to take this decision of partition of India and Pakistan in 1945, and so we have Independence Day of Pakistan on 14th August. And that of India on 15th August. This also led to the dispute of Kashmir between the two countries, on which still both the countries are fighting. 1948. Assassination of Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. The spiritual leader of India Mahatma Gandhi is assassinated by Natharam Godse. 1950. Framing of Constitution. Our Constitution is a written one and framed by our leaders, from which the main was Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. India is known to be world's biggest democracy. This Constitution was set into force from 26th of January, 1950. This was really an auspicious day for all Indians, which made us proud and by which we still survive as one country in this whole diverse cultures and religions. The Indian Constitution keeps us together. 1961. Goa is officially ceded to India after 400 years of Portuguese rule. 1964. Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru dies after a 5-month illness. He is succeeded by Lal Bahadur Shastri. 1965. The Indo-Pakistani War of 1965 was a culmination of skirmishes that took place between April 1965 and September 1965 between Pakistan and India. This war started following Pakistan's Operation Gibraltar, which was designed to infiltrate forces into Jammu and Kashmir to precipitate an insurgency against rule by India. India retaliated by launching a full-scale military attack on West Pakistan. The 17-day war caused thousands of casualties on both sides and also witnessed the largest tank battle since World War II. The hostilities between the two countries ended after a ceasefire was declared following diplomatic intervention by the Soviet Union and USA and the subsequent issuance of the Tashkent Declaration. Both India and Pakistan claimed victory. However, most neutral assessments agree that India had the upper hand over Pakistan when ceasefire was declared. 1969. 14 major Indian scheduled commercial banks with deposits of over Rs 50 crores nationalized by Indira Gandhi to serve better the needs of development of the economy in conformity with national policy objectives. They are Central Bank of India, Bank of Maharashtra, Dana Bank, Punjab National Bank, Syndicate Bank, Canara Bank, Indian Bank, Indian Overseas Bank, Bank of Baroda, Union Bank, Allahabad Bank, United Bank of India, UCO Bank, Bank of India. 1972. The Simla Agreement was signed between India and Pakistan on July 2, 1972 in Simla, the capital city of Indian state of Himachal Pradesh. It followed from the war between the two nations in 1971 that also led to the independence of Bangladesh, which was earlier known as East Pakistan and was part of the territory of Pakistan. The agreement was ratified by the parliaments of both the nations in same year. The agreement was the result of resolve of both the countries to put an end to the conflict and confrontation that have hitherto marred their relations. It conceived the steps to be taken for further normalization of mutual relations, and it also laid down the principles that should govern their future relations. 1975. First Indian experimental satellite Aryabhata successfully launched. It was launched by the Soviet Union on the 19th of April 1975 from Kapustania using a Cosmos 3M launch vehicle. It was built by the Indian Space Research Organization to gain experience in building and operating a satellite in space. The launch came from an agreement between India and the Soviet Union directed by U.R. Rao and signed in 1972. It allowed the USSR to use India ports for tracking ships and launching vessels in return for launching India satellites. On the 19th of April 1975, the satellite's 96.46-minute orbit had an apogee of 611 kilometers and a perigee of 568 kilometers at an inclination of 50.6 degrees. It was built to conduct experiments in X-ray astronomy, aeronautics, and solar physics. The spacecraft was a 26-sided polyhedron 1.4 meters in diameter. 1984. 5 March. Prime Minister of India Indira Gandhi orders Operation Blue Star. Operation Blue Star was an Indian military operation which occurred between 3-8 of June 1984, ordered by Prime Minister Indira Gandhi in order to establish control over the Harmandir Sahib complex in Amritsar, Punjab, and remove Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale and his armed followers from the complex buildings. Bhindranwale had earlier taken residence in Harmandir Sahib and made it his headquarters in April 1980. 31 October, Indian Prime Minister Indira Gandhi is assassinated by her 2 Sikh security guards. Her son Rajiv Gandhi succeeds her as Prime Minister. 3 December, Bhopal disaster. A methyl isocyanate leak from a Union Carbide pesticide plant in Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh, kills more than 2,000 people outright and injures anywhere from 15,000 to 22,000 others in one of the worst industrial disasters in history. Golden Temple assault. The Golden Temple situated at Amritsar is a temple of Sikh community. The military assault that took place on the temple complex led to loss of many innocent lives and also aroused violent dispute between Indian government and the Sikh community worldwide. Thousands of Sikhs came on roads to fight back the military soldiers. This was the outcome of the Indian military operation ordered by Prime Minister of India Indira Gandhi, which was known as Operation Blue Star. It took place between 3rd to 8th of June in the year 1984. This was undertook to bring out Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale, who was accused to start major uprising of armed weapons and kept it in the sacred place of Golden Temple, which is objectionable. Moreover, he had made his own headquarters in the temple. Afterwards, the dispute remained on the hot phase, which resulted in assassination of Indira Gandhi by her own 2 Sikh bodyguards. 1992, Babri Masjid or Mosque Case. It was a very important event that happened in Indian history which taught people that how can the base of religion dispute of Hindu and Muslim in India can destroy kindness and humanity of people. The dispute arose as previously a Mughal Emperor Mir Banki destroyed a temple of Hindu god Lord Rama and built a mosque named after Emperor Babur as Babri Masjid in the place called Ayodhya, which is Lord Rama's birthplace. This issue was taken up strongly by BJP, which is a political party in India, as to win in elections. But as the religious sentiments were aroused of the people, riots were created and the mosque was been demolished by the peoples itself, and more than 20,000 innocent people lost their lives in this dispute, which mostly included Muslims. 1995, Internet comes to India. 1999, Indian Airlines Flight 814, commonly known as IC 814, was an Indian Airlines Airbus A310 route from Tribhuvan International Airport in Kathmandu, Nepal to Indira Gandhi International Airport in Delhi, India on Friday, the 24th of December 1999, when it was hijacked. Harkat al-Mujahideen, a Pakistan-based Islamic extremist group, was accused of the hijacking. The aircraft was hijacked by gunmen shortly after it entered Indian airspace at about 17:30 IST. Hijackers ordered the aircraft to be flown to several locations. After touching down in Amritsar, Lahore and Dubai, the hijackers finally forced the aircraft to land in Kandahar, Afghanistan, which at the time was controlled by the Taliban. The hijackers released 27 of 176 passengers in Dubai but fatally stabbed one and wounded several others. At that time, most of Afghanistan, including Kandahar where the plane landed, was under Taliban control, who resisted allowing the plane to land there. After eventually granting the plane landing rights, the Taliban still pressured the hijackers to release the hostages and give up on some of their demands. Taliban fighters surrounded the aircraft to prevent any Indian military intervention. The motive for the hijacking appears to have been to secure the release of Islamist figures held in prison in India. The hostage crisis lasted for 7 days and ended after India agreed to release 3 militants, Mushtaq Ahmed Zaga, Ahmed Omar Saeed Sheikh and Maulana Masood Azhar. These militants have since been implicated in other terrorist actions, such as 9/11, the kidnap and murder of Daniel Pearl and Mumbai terror attacks. 2001, 26 January, a massive earthquake, measuring 7.9 on the Richter scale, strikes the northwestern state of Gujarat. Estimates of the death toll rise rapidly to 30,000, with some much higher figures being quoted. The epicenter of the quake is some 300 kilometers west of Ahmedabad near the town of Bhuj, which bears the brunt of the destruction. The government calls for $1.5 billion in international loans to deal with the devastation. Aftershocks measuring up to 5.8 on the Richter scale hinder the search for survivors and prompt mass evacuations of the affected areas. 2007. Pratibha Patil becomes first woman to be elected President of India. 2008. India successfully launches its first mission to the moon, the unmanned lunar probe Chandrayaan-1. 2014. India conquered Mars. As on September 24, Wednesday, India created history when Mangalyaan, our very own spacecraft, reached Mars. We are the first country in the world to reach Mars within first attempt, and that too in a budget which was less than the budget of movie Gravity. The Western world was in awe with ISRO's achievement, and the whole country felt immensely proud of this achievement. The journey, which started in November last year, took 10 months and $74 million to reach the red planet. Here are the reasons which makes it one of India's top achievement for 2014.